Hi, this is Miss Needle, and this is Miss Needle and the Tales, where I make cross stitch and talk. Sometimes about stories I've heard, sometimes about books I've read, and sometimes just about life. Hit subscribe that sounds like your vibe. Today, I'm stitching a cute little penguin. As you can see, I have already filled the outline. Actually, I filmed while making the outline yesterday, but, well, it didn't turn out well. So we're starting with this. The filming of this one isn't exactly the best either, but this little cute thing took over 5 hours to make, and I'm not about to undo all that hard work even if it's for a video. So we'll make do with this one for now. I learned cross stitching when I was in 8th grade. It was during our embroidery class. My best friend, whose mother is an avid cross stitcher, brought the entire cross stitch kit during class. She was also the one who taught me how to cross stitch. Cross stitching wasn't really hard to learn, though it does require a lot of patience, but I love it. However, it's not exactly my primary hobby. I kind of just do it when I remember that I can do it, or when inspiration kicks in, like right now, which explains why my skills have never grown all these years. LOL. I haven't been making cross stitch for a year or two prior to this video, by the way, so my skills are kinda rusty, just like my equipments. It's not that I can buy new ones, but some years ago, I was really into cross stitching that I bought several Ida cloths and threads and needles, only to dump them to rot in a corner after I switched to another hobby. That's also part of the reason I created this channel. All the stitching materials I previously bought would just go to waste if I don't do something with my hobby hopping. I thought that perhaps by creating a channel, I'll become responsible. You see, I have a lot of hobbies. I read, I write, watch anime, play instruments, I do gardening. Of course, I make cross stitch, and my current hobby, racing chicks. Obviously, you can do all those things simultaneously. But the thing is, I easily get fixated on one thing and forget all the others. For instance, before I picked up cross stitching again, I was really into web novels, which are known for having really long chapters. Like I actually read a web novel with over 3,000 chapters, and it's still ongoing until now. Even thinking about it stresses me out, but it's one of the good ones, so I guess it's forgivable. Anyway, I was so into web novels that for months it's the only entertainment I consumed. To be honest, most of them aren't even that good, and by most, I meant 75% of them, and about 15% is passable, and only 8% you can say are great. The last 2% are the ones that make you cry tears of joy, like finding treasure after endless digging. If you're wondering why I still read them, that's because of the face slapping and the feel good moments. I really enjoyed how the main characters of the novels restrain and defeat the villains in the most pleasurable way, even though I've read the same plot for the ninth time. Of course, the feel good spell runs out of power after some time, and that's when I wake up from the bewitchment. Don't be mistaken though, I have very high standard for novels. I just don't group web novels with traditional novels. I read traditional novels for the plot, while I read web novels to ease my burning anger or agony after reading traditional novels. It's like my go-to place to relieve my stress. Besides, excluding the translations that lack editing or proofreading, a lot of the English ones also lack professional editing. Some authors even confess to posting drafts, not to mention that amateur writers write most web novels. So of course, I'll judge them differently compared to traditionally published ones, which have been through the hands of editors, and with a lot of its writers already seasoned in writing. Anyway, here's the final result. Please look forward to a more entertaining story next time. Bye!